The guy I was talking about earlier, one of the things, he's like, can I blow your mind for a second? And he dives into gravity not being real. He's like, Sir Isaac Newton discovered gravity in whatever year. He's like, prior to that, how do you think we were moving the pyramids? Did gravity not exist? Of course not. Who hit us with gravity? Why? Like, what are they doing to us? I was like, what?
Small giants. What kind of small guys are
Like, he's got to get him. He's got to get him.
We got to pack it up.
He said, because if we don't get it, somebody else is going to get it.
And drink it straight out the bottle.
Cheers.
How does one intro a pod? Welcome to the Who F'n Kneauxs podcast. I forgot how to intro this damn thing. It's me, Patty V. It's your boy, Dave Rainey. We said we were going to come with quick hits and just really not give any time coming in, but I don't have any topics, man. What the hell are we going to talk about tonight?
I don't know, we're wondering how to intro this thing sometimes. We say this all the time when we're making things. Sometimes more is less.
More is less.
Or less is more.
More is less. I like it.
I tried.
I haven't heard that one before. No, I agree. Less is more, man. Less is more in a lot of caveats, a lot of situations in life. People try to fill too much in sometimes, man.
I agree. There's a couple things that have happened over the last few weeks that we have kind of just glossed over and never talked about that I think are worth talking about. So let's dive into that. First thing, and this is something I saw you tweet about, this Jimmy Graham thing.
Wild.
We never talked about this.
We did not.
He is rowing, I guess, across the Arctic.
Yeah.
I think is what it is, for 15 days. I was watching an interview with him yesterday, and he was like giving all the details about it, like more details than I've actually read or heard. And the more he spoke, I was like, why? Like I understand why you're doing it, but there's got to be an option here. He's rowing for 15 days.
Right.
They're gonna get, I think he said like 90 minutes of sleep, maybe a day. They have a bunch of like frozen or like almost like military type meals. That are going to be cooked with water. If this device they're bringing with them can make the water fresh water. They can't have anybody follow them, he said, because they're going for a world record, so they can't have a boat follow them. So
this feels dangerous. Right? I didn't know they couldn't have anybody follow.
Right. If they could, if they didn't want it to be a world record, but he said it has to be unassisted. And I guess like if a boat's following you, maybe it's the wake or something. Maybe, I don't know.
Did they have a helicopter randomly checking in on them?
He said they're going to be in touch with the Norwegian government consistently, but if you lose communication, that would be the issue here. And they were asking him on the show, like, why not just do a 5K or something? Like, this is insane.
I'm nervous for him. And you know what's funny? I heard another interview where he was explaining not the details of like, you know, the mileage and all that and how, maybe he did. Maybe it's the same interview and I just saw another clip. But basically he said this was born out of like, he was at a bar with his buddy and they were throwing back a few.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to paddle or not paddle. I want to row across an ocean. And he was like, let's do it. And I'm like, what an idiotic idea. I mean, sorry. I love it. It's amazing. And it's for a good cause. Good Lord, I would not do this.
Yeah. No, I mean, you could, even when you're doing like normal fundraiser things where it's like, when they're like, hey, let's run a 10K. I'm like, is there like a donation I can make?
What happened to like just dumping ice water on yourself?
Man, listen, like I know he's obviously in a different type of shape than
for sure
most people, right? But even he was like, he's having to go through like an unreal amount of training. They're doing training down here, and then they're going to do training in Miami, and then I think he said they're going somewhere in South America, I think is what he said, and they got to get all kinds of certifications before they can do this. And there was just like a bunch of different variables that seemed like they could fail. Like, number one, the middle of the ocean, the Arctic Ocean, where it's cold and you're relying on communication with a foreign government doesn't feel great.
Right.
Number one, you're relying on a device that may or may not turn water into fresh water for food. You're relying on that water to cook your food. He said there's only 2 places to sleep on the boat.
Yeah.
There's no bathroom except for a tin can.
And they're only sleeping, if I recall, they're only sleeping for like 90 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
Talk about a mental toll.
Yeah, and that's if you can sleep. Like, you got to imagine it's not easy to sleep on it's not, even on like a cruise ship, where there's a little bit of sway.
Right.
Right. It can be a little. It takes some getting.
And we're
used to.
talking about the Arctic Ocean. Like,
Yeah.
only thing I think of is like all those old crab shows where like people would go out crabbing and they'd like hit all these giant waves in these big old boats.
Norwegian
and,
Sea TikTok that I keep
like,
getting.
yeah. And I'm like, no thanks. And they're gonna be rowing across this thing.
Yeah, he said like if a storm comes through, they have like some kind of device that can keep the boat straight or whatever. But yeah, I'm like, there's all these things that can just go wrong, and I am terrified for him. And it's only because he played for the Saints and he's like one of my favorites of all time. Otherwise, I'd be like, this is a stupid idea, and I hope this guy's okay. But like, I'm genuinely concerned for Jimmy Graham.
So if it was like Tony Gonzalez, you'd be like, what an idiot.
I'd still be worried, but like, I feel like an emotional connection to Jimmy for some reason. I'm like I want to call him and be like, please don't do this.
You know what? I was kind of thinking the same thing, not about like calling him and saying, please don't do this, because it is what it is. The man's made up his mind. But like, how wild would it be? And how, like, would it be the same feeling we all got when like Kobe Bryant passed away from a crazy helicopter accident? If like you just randomly wake up and you're like, Jimmy Graham's missing in the Arctic Ocean, would you be like heartbroken?
I would be heartbroken, but it's not the same feeling because you're going into this knowing that this is a possibility.
Crazy.
Like if you put yourself in one of these situations, and he's talking about if this works, there's one that they want to do that takes 50 days. I'm like, brother, one step at a time.
What happened to just biking across Europe?
Dude, put yourself in this situation. Like, you have to go into this. This might just be me being like a realist. Some people might say pessimistic, but I think of myself as a realist. I would go into this with the assumption that I'm not going to make it through it. Like, you have to operate as if this is your last time you're going to see everybody you love, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe.
or, I mean, maybe you're just an endless optimist and you're like, if I don't speak any negativity, nothing bad can go wrong. I am the type of person that is just going to prepare for the worst at all times.
I try not to think of the worst. Ignorance is bliss. We said this last week.
Yeah. No, you're right. But like, I'm also like, if you assume the worst, then you can never be let down.
Well, that's true. I think it's situational. I think if I'm going to get on a boat and try and paddle my way across the Arctic Ocean for however many days, I'm probably not going to think of the worst. I'm just going to be like, well.
No, but you're definitely going to make sure
training
you
for the
talk to
worst.
everyone you need to talk to.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Just an insane situation. I mean, all the luck to him. You're going to need it. It sounds like.
Good luck, Jimmy. Yeah.
I hope you accomplish whatever it is you're trying. I know he's doing it for like the Covenant House in New Orleans and things like that. And anybody who doesn't know his story, like that obviously has like a special connection to him. So do what you got to do. I mean, this is a guy that got his pilot's license. He does things with helicopters. Like, he's clearly about the thrill.
He's doing side missions.
So, yeah, I mean, good for him, but couldn't be me. could it be me?
I do want to get to a point in my life, though, where I'm just doing side missions. I'm just picking up side work.
Sure, but I'm talking when I'm like 75, 80 years old. Like, I've lived my life.
Some would say you might not be able to do some of the same things at 75, 80. Your time's passed.
That's fine. Like, there's things I can do like, I can still travel pretty much, unless I'm, relatively healthy. I'll still be able to at least travel.
Right.
But like no matter my age, this is not something I'd want to do.
Is Jimmy Graham the most interesting man in the world?
He might be right now.
I'm just saying. Like, you could just put him in those Dos Equis commercials. It could just be Jimmy Graham now.
They should. Dos Equis, I'm sure they need some sponsors. Like, oh man, good luck, Jimmy. That's all I'm gonna.
I got nothing.
The other thing we haven't talked about yet is NCAA 25's coming out.
Hell yeah! About dang time.
Yeah, are you?
Is it 25 or 24? No, it's 25.
I guess.
Yeah?
I guess.
Yeah, it
it's
always
gonna
goes
be
a year
25.
ahead.
Yeah.
You're right.
So we always talk about we have a little bit of an age difference.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you still came up playing NCAA's.
Yeah.
Okay. Just
of
make
course.
it. Just be.
I'm surprised you did. What do you mean? I thought you were going to go the opposite way with this.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just checking.
The last time the game came out was 2004. Not 2000. 2014. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I have.
Forgive me.
I still have
It's my old brain.
The one with Reggie Bush on the cover.
Oh, wow.
I'm wondering if that was worth something at some point. And like we talked about my Rock Band guitar being worth a bunch of money. I wonder. I know the NCAA 14 is worth something.
I actually have it, and I have it autographed.
Do you?
Yeah.
By who?
Mark Ingram, right? Isn't that not 2014? Maybe
No,
2013.
isn't that the one with the Michigan guy on the cover?
Oh shit, man! I'm
What's his
butchering all
name?
these dates.
Something Robinson, I think.
Let's cut all this. Let's restart. You guys don't have to watch that. We'll do it live. It's fine.
Yeah. Are you? How excited are you?
I am excited. I am very excited. I played a lot of NCAA games. Clearly, I don't know the dates. I don't know the years. I feel like a lot of them blended together, but they were all good. They were all solid. Like they all did exactly what they needed to do. And my goal every year, and I'm sure we're going to talk about this, my goal every year was to just pick the worst team, which back then Tulane was a bad team. So I'd always pick Tulane, and I would just build the program.
Yeah.
I would create fake players, and then I would try and recruit them in my school.
Yeah.
As I
I personally was always a 5-star quarterback.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I was a 5-star quarterback. You know what's even funnier? This is terrible. I took the easy way out after a few years of doing it. Because like I would do it and it would take a long time to build the programs. You could do it. I would literally just move my fastest guy to like running back and quarterback, and that's how I would run my offense. But I took the easy way out when I got a little older, and I would make punters. And I would make them like uber athletes, but I would make them punters. And then I would recruit them in my school. So they'd be like a 2-star punter. And then I just switch their position.
I love that. School. I love that. So are you somebody that like also enjoyed playing the actual games? Were you just more about the other stuff, the recruiting and the building and...
Yeah, no, I did like playing the actual games too. There was a point in my life where I felt like I was really good at Madden and NCAA. I feel like if you ask anybody who's played those games, they will tell you the same thing. Like they were really good. But I mean, I would enter tournaments and like win tournaments, and like I really enjoyed playing it until and this is how old I am, until YouTube became a big thing where people would get on YouTube and just look up different things they could do.
Yeah.
And then I hated it, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, I've always just enjoyed like the building aspect of it. I usually play a bunch of games, pretty much like cement myself where I needed to be, like in the rankings or whatever.
Yeah,
and then I would sim the games and do the rest. But then when it came to the bowl season, then I'd play the bowl game, or something like that. Which that's kind of how I do. Like I like to do the Madden franchises now, and it's the same way. Like I'll sim enough to get my playoff spot or whatever.
Yeah.
Then
So my teams would be so bad that if I didn't play the games, they would lose. So I had to play for most of the games.
Yeah.
Until they were a powerhouse. And then by that time I was bored anyway, so I'd move to another school.
I'm going to be dishing out the nastiest NIL contract for 5-star quarterbacks.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see how all that like comes together. I know it's in the game, which is really exciting.
Yeah, I read that you can like customize your playoff scenario.
Yeah.
I told you last night, we're going full 64 team. March Madness, the Helen Keller School for the Blonde is about to be in there. We're going to have a good time.
Hell yeah. Did you ever create like custom schools?
Yeah.
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 I did the same thing. I would put all my friends on the team,
so fun,
create custom schools.
It's so fun. I almost don't even, like, I know that people are worried about whether it's going to just play like Madden or whatever. And like, I don't even care.
I don't care.
It's fine. Like, let it play how it's going to play. As long as they don't mess up the aspect of building the programs, I don't care.
Yeah.
Give me what we got to do. I'm here for it. And I hope they allow you to export the draft classes and everything just like you used to be able to.
I'm sure they will, right? They have to.
I hope so. Dude, when I saw the trailer that they put out, like the official one where they were finally announced like a date, goosebumps.
Yeah.
Like they embraced we heard the doubts. And I'm like, yeah. I'm so excited. It's about to be the most unproductive summer ever. It's like,
oh man,
there's gonna be kids like waiting in line for this game. I'm gonna be like, to the back of the line, buddy.
Back of the line, pal.
This
Who's waiting in line for this game? We just download them these days, buddy.
That is true. Yeah. Well, like GameStop still does midnight releases.
Yeah,
for some things.
They ain't the same. Some of the best memories of my life, actually. Midnight releases, the Madden midnight releases we used to go. I would play in those tournaments at the midnight release, and sometimes if you won the tournament, you won a copy of the game.
Yep.
Hey.
Yeah.
Man, what a time.
I miss just waiting out for things.
Yeah.
In general, I think I've told you this before. We used to wait out for like iPhone releases in front of AT&T in Slidell, and it was always like the same group of people every year, like the little Apple nerds that want the new phone every year.
Right.
So we're waiting out there, but dude, we would bring cornhole boards and a stereo and just have like a whole tailgate overnight. It was a blast.
Yeah.
I'd have so much fun. But like those things don't happen anymore. My grandma used to always, people used to make fun of me for it. My grandma would be like, "What are you making fun of people for?" Like she would tell me the story how they would wait out for like Rod Stewart tickets.
Yeah,
and things like
I've
that.
heard those stories.
So like she always understood it. Like she never questioned why I was going to do it. She was like, "I've been there. Have fun."
I love it.
Yeah, bring back waiting in lines.
No, don't. Actually, don't. I think as a 36-year-old, I would not appreciate that at all. I would really dislike it. It would be like, you know what was better than this? Not doing this.
But the alternative now is trying to get on a website and get it to load to get, like when you're trying to get, like when we were trying to get Taylor Swift tickets, for example.
Oh, that's true.
Like that was such a hassle to try to get it. Like you're playing this luck of the draw thing where I know if I get there 24 hours early, it might be a rough 24 hours, but I'm getting what I want. You know what I mean? So I don't think today's generation has that kind of dedication to wait in line.
Are we going to be those guys?
I'll let you a challenge.
Gonna be old guys?
I can tell you right now, I'll wait in line longer than
Today's generation couldn't do what we did. They got their newfangled devices and their robots that can buy the tickets for them.
You get it. I'm just trying to ruffle some feathers here. Also, speaking of today's generation, have you seen the video going around today of the Texas Tech safety at the combine?
No, I haven't seen any of the combine.
All right.
I had a bad day. I'll be honest. We don't have to unpack that, but
same, buddy, same. Which is just part of the reason we were just talking about why I was not in the mood to do this.
That's all right.
Dedication, folks. So Texas Tech safety, his name is Tyler Owens, said he doesn't believe in something, and I just want you to guess what you think it is that he said he doesn't believe in.
Well, I hope it's not. I can't even say these things. I'm choking on my words. I hope it's not the first thought that I had. I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole. So I'm going to say something more fun instead. He doesn't believe in, I don't freaking know. Shoes. I got nothing.
He says he doesn't believe in space.
Like outer space?
Yeah. He said he doesn't. This is the quote. He thinks we're in a dome. And he doesn't believe there's other planets. And things like that.
Does he know that his professional career is riding on this stuff? Did he say that in an interview? Like what?
Yeah. Yeah. No, this was at the combine interview.
And what position does he play again?
Safety. One that the Saints just got.
That's not a good look.
He says he doesn't believe, like, brother, what do you think we're looking at when we're outside? Like he just goes outside, sees the moon, and he's like, nope. That's not it.
It's fake. It's the Truman Show.
He went on to say that they asked him how he came to believe these things. And he said he used to believe in like revolving around the sun or whatever. Then he stumbled upon flat earth theories and he was like, they make some valid points.
No, they don't.
This is not me like...
No, I know. I just wanted to say that.
No, this is not me like twisted his words. This is word for word what he said. They make valid points. And he's like, he ended it by saying, it might be real. It might not. Know what I'm saying? Nope.
No, no, man, I don't know what you're saying. Listen, I've never been to outer space, so that's fair. I have no tangible evidence.
True.
But there's a lot of evidence out there.
You just gotta look up. like it's there. Although if he said we're in a dome, I mean, I guess that kind of...
Sure. It's all fake.
He also said he believes these things because he's religious, which I don't like that he threw that in there because that's going to cause a whole thing. But like, buddy.
That also doesn't make sense to me, though, as a Christian.
Right.
I don't understand it, but we don't have to unpack that either.
Yeah, well, to be fair, he didn't say what religion.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay.
No, just... I thought I had heard all the conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
This is a new one.
Yeah.
I know you like a good conspiracy theory.
I do love I love a great conspiracy theory. So I was trying to wrap my brain around this. I'm like, hey, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah,
right?
I thought you might find it interesting.
I found a great Instagram. I can't remember. It's like Mark something. And his whole shtick is he's just like, I forget how he starts. It's like, can I blow your mind for a second? And it's basically like he's pretending to be a podcast guy. And he just connects the most irrational dots. And everything he says sounds so believable and true. But it's the most absurd things you could possibly... I'll have to share it somewhere. It's amazing. That. Everybody should check it out.
Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. Yeah. Just the wildest take I think I've seen in the last 5 years.
That's phenomenal.
I saw people saying they hope the Jets draft him. Him and Aaron Rodgers are going to have a blast together.
Oh, yes.
Like,
yes.
the sad thing is now I just want to hear him speak more.
Oh, yeah.
I need to go down this rabbit hole. Like, let's go. How much do you believe this?
I am fascinated.
And the crazy thing is, it's not him just trying to get attention, because this is not. If it is, this is not the time.
Yeah, buddy. Like I said, your career may be right.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this guy as a player. Supposedly, he's like one of the fastest players at the combine. So
that's
it
good.
Seems like, yeah,
That's
I hope
good.
his football IQ was through the roof. I think this just really proves, like, if there was any question of like how much class student athletes actually go to, I think at least at Texas Tech, this confirms not much.
Oh man, yeah. I got nothing. I got nothing. I'm trying not to speak poor. Listen,
yeah, no,
if
like,
there's one sport you can play and maybe say some stuff like this,
Listen,
it's probably football.
You also could just say you've taken so many. He's a safety. You could say you've hit so many people with your head and this and that. Like, there's a lot of excuses as to why you can be thinking these things. But I don't want to like call him an idiot or anything, because it's extremely easy to just get down a rabbit hole and find whatever you want to believe.
Yeah, a lot of people will do that, and they'll actually think that they could be really intelligent, but then they'll trick themselves into thinking these things are true, and it's just the most absurd stuff you've ever heard.
Like Aaron Rodgers, for example, I don't think he's stupid in any way.
No.
But
This safety is probably pretty intelligent. But
I just think I don't know. I think when you have so much free time, you can get down a rabbit hole of it. There's definitely been some conspiracy theories where I'm like, no, I don't believe it at all. And then you go down it and you're like, you know what? I don't think I've never been fully convinced of anything, but I'm like, I could see how somebody could be.
I love it. It's because of the way they connect the dots, though. They connect things and they make them sound logical, and then they'll be like, yeah, go look up this. And it's like just one small thing that might be true. And then you don't question anything else. You're like, oh yeah, like that all makes sense. And this is true.
Right.
No.
Right. There just needs to be like, if there's like one or two little like truth, there has to be some truth in it.
Yeah.
And if there's just a little bit, you're like, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
This is true.
There was the guy I was talking about earlier, one of the things, he's like, can I blow your mind for a second? And he dives into gravity not being real. He's like, Sir Isaac Newton discovered gravity in whatever year. He's like, prior to that, how do you think we were moving the pyramids? Did gravity not exist? Of course not. Who hit us with gravity? Why? Like, what are they doing to us? I was like, what? It's hilarious. I need more of it.
I only had one other random thought that I can throw out there, and then you can kind of just tell me whatever you want to tell me for the rest of this thing. I went to Chic Fil A yesterday. When was the last time you went into a Chic Fil A?
Yeah. A couple, like a year probably.
Yeah.
My daughter always wants to go in.
Okay.
But I never go. Yeah.
So I went in. I had some time before work yesterday. I went into Chic Fil A, got my meal, whatever. I go to throw my stuff away. There's a container there now that says, please save our sauces. They want you to put the sauces back that you didn't use so that they can sanitize them and re-hand them out. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, I don't know. It's odd. It's a little odd because I feel weird about it, knowing the amount of sauces they give me to take home when I don't even really ask for sauce. Like, are these dirty sauces I'm getting now? Are they just, I've got so many sauces in my cabinet right now.
Right. Like, this is, like, if there was one restaurant that I thought actually would clean them well enough for me to want to reuse them, it would be Chic Fil A.
That's why I paused, because I was like, I kind of believe they might be.
If this was McDonald's, I would be like, there's no chance. I'm not doing it. I'm not putting the extra sauce back in there. So Chick Fil A, I'm sorry, but I can't contribute to this because I don't like it. I don't like that I may have some, and it was like half full or half empty, depending on the person.
Whoa, no, half full. We'll go with that.
Anyway, Chick Fil A is giving out sauces, or you may have a sauce that someone else has already had.
Interesting.
I don't like it.
I don't either. There's some grubby people out there with some grubby little fingers.
In a post-COVID world.
Right.
This would never happen during COVID. Listen.
Who are we blaming for this? Fauci?
Somebody.
Let's bring politics into this. It
Trump.
always works.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, Biden. Oh, man. That's it. That's all I had. I was so confused. I don't like it. I refuse to contribute to it. I'm not putting my sauces in the container. That's it. And now I almost want to. I almost. You know how you can buy the Chick Fil A sauces at Walmart or whatever now.
Yeah.
I kind of just want to do that. Like I just want to go buy it and have it at my house. I don't think I want to use their sauces anymore.
Wait until you find out they're opening all the leftover sauces and putting them in a bucket and then filling those things.
But also, like, don't give me like. It's a weird thing because like you go to McDonald's, they want to charge you for every extra sauce. Chick Fil A is like, you want sauce? Yeah, here's 10 of them.
Yeah.
Like,
Thank you. But give them back if you're not going to use them.
like I'm almost like I didn't eat this nugget. You want this one?
Just in case somebody else orders nuggets and you didn't have one prepared.
Oh,
just take this
man.
one. Do you remember Brink?
Brink?
Yeah,
Like-
Brink. Like a Disney Channel movie, Brink.
No,
No?
I don't.
There was an amazing quote in this movie. So I'll get to that in a second. Question. What was your favorite Disney Channel original movie?
Oh man, I don't even know. I'm kind of blanking on right now. Throw a few out there, like some popular ones.
So my top two are Brink and Xenon. Now those are both my age. Like if we're talking your age, we're gonna be talking like High School Musical or something nonsensical like that.
I don't know that I really ever cared for any of them. To be
Oh,
honest,
no,
I never cared for High School Musical. To be honest,
Well, yeah, I
with you.
didn't either, but that's a whole nother story.
I'm trying to think. I mean, or maybe I liked one that I just didn't realize or wasn't paying attention to it being a Disney movie.
Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire? Under Wraps?
No, I was more of a Nickelodeon kid, if I'm being honest with you,
Yeah,
and a Cartoon Network kid.
Yeah, but these were movies. They didn't really have. Well, I guess.
Yeah,
they
but they're
did.
Disney Channel movies.
Yeah, but they're movies. You got to watch Brink.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can
Brink's,
I get like a
Brink's phenomenal.
synopsis?
So Brink. So the synopsis of Brink, right? Is I need.
You
to
got to
watch
sell
it.
me on it.
I need.
I'm not just gonna go watch
I need
it.
to go back and watch it. I can't remember. I think this guy moves to a new neighborhood. That's how it always starts, right? Guy moves to a new city. I think. Anyways, he's a skater.
Is that how it always starts?
I don't. That's how they all start. We all know how it starts. I'm not going to be able to sell you on this because I cannot remember the entire story. Anyways, it's a story of good versus evil, right?
Okay.
This kid's really good at skating, and he's got a group of friends that he skates with all the time, but he wants to compete. There's one team that competes, and they make money. He ends up trying out for the team, and he makes it. There's this big back and forth between, like, I don't know. It's like a push and pull type of thing. Anyways, he ends up leaving the team that makes money, forming his own team with all his friends, and then they compete against each other. And then the team that wins is the team that's in it for love. They're soul skaters. Team Pup and Suds for life.
Okay.
The other one's Team X Blades, by the way.
Okay. All right. I'm looking up Disney Channel original movies.
Mm-hmm.
We got some. Halloween Town, solid.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Smart House, solid.
Mm-hmm.
Brink, there it is.
Brink.
I think Courtney likes Camp Rock. Not for me.
Mm.
Brink. I can't believe I've never heard of that. If I out of this list, probably Smart House and Halloween Town. That's the two for sure. Especially Halloween Town.
Xenon is goated, though. Like, the fact that you don't even know what Xenon is kind of bothers me.
Yeah, I wasn't a big Disney Channel person.
No. Cetus Lapidus.
I used to tell you what I used to watch all the time as a kid, and not a lot of people talk about it. Rocket Power. That
Yes.
used to be my jam.
Yes.
I loved Rocket Power and Rugrats. I was a big Rugrats guy.
Yeah, I was for a while. It's super quotable.
Yeah, I never. The one that I could never really get into was like Wild Thornberries. Didn't care for that one. And this is hot take. Never really cared for Hey Arnold.
Ooh. Really?
Just wasn't for me.
Why not?
I couldn't get into it. I don't know.
I'm not going to sit here and like bang the drum for Hey Arnold, but
Like it was fine, but it wasn't to me what it was to everybody. Like that's a cult classic almost. Like people worship Hey Arnold.
yeah.
Like I don't. It's fine. It is what it is. Like to me, Rocket Power leaps and bounds better.
Rocket Power is phenomenal. I'm trying to think of like what I got home and watched. I really just genuinely don't remember. I remember when I was really young, I would get home and like Are You Afraid of the Dark would come on. I don't know if you ever remember that. That's how old I am.
Yeah.
And that used to creep me out. Like 4:00 in the afternoon coming home from school, and I'm this little kid watching this scary shit. It was scary, man. I was creeped out.
Yeah, I used to just watch Rocket Power for hours, and then I Johnny Bravo. Once we switched over to Cartoon Network, Ed and Eddie.
Johnny Bravo would not be acceptable.
No, it would not. But it was good then. I liked Ed and Eddie. Probably would still get some laughs out of me.
There's a lot of shows if you look back. If we look at Nickelodeon, my microphone is like falling, so it's bothering me. But if we look at Nickelodeon, obviously knowing the people that were involved in these shows, a lot of this makes sense because they're a couple creeps. Mm-hmm. But you got like Angry Beavers. Come on now. Come on. All the little veiled jokes in all these shows all the time. Yeah. Like, there's just a lot of stuff
Pinky
going on.
and the Brain was always on something. You know, some twisted. My favorite, I think, cartoon growing up was Animaniacs.
Loved it.
And when they put out that remake or whatever recently.
I watched it.
Me too.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, all the way through.
Yeah.
It was great. It was just as good as the original.
My wife's like, what the hell are you watching? I was like, don't worry about it.
This is like, oh man, this would be a fun list. Like top cartoons from that time, like theme songs. Mm-hmm. Animaniacs is up there.
Yeah. Well, and the fact that like I was instantly going to say Pinky and the Brain, that is literally a part of Animaniacs.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what led me to say Animaniacs. So good, man. Their Twitter account is fun to follow even sometimes. Like, I love Animaniacs. I'm trying to think of other cartoons I watched. That's probably my Rocket Power, Johnny Bravo, Ed and Eddie. I even liked some Powerpuff Girls. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah. How was it?
Powerpuff.
Powerpuff.
Is it Powerpuff?
It's Powerpuff. Yeah. I never really got into Powerpuff Girls. I think I just didn't watch a lot of Cartoon Network during the day. I was a Cartoon Network like Adult Swim
talking about
type
Twisted.
of guy.
How do you feel about Courage?
Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Yeah.
I didn't really watch it. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
That one wasn't really a daytime one though. That one for some reason, that one was always a nighttime one.
I watched Adult Swim, so I'm trying to think of what shows I even watched on Adult Swim. To be honest,
what was the Ghost?
Space Ghost,
Space Ghost,
Coast to Coast.
Yeah,
I watched that.
Yeah,
Brack used to crack me up. I don't even know why. It was the most ridiculous show.
Was the one with the I'm blanking on it right now, like with the drink and the French fries.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. There was meat. I can't remember the name of the show.
Yeah, I can't think of
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yeah, just ridiculous.
Yeah, those were the shows I watched. I love those shows.
I love it.
I would stay up all night. I would get in trouble. Though I wouldn't get in trouble, but I would literally I can remember just sitting there laying in bed watching these shows over and over. And then next thing I know, it's 6 a.m. and Franklin the Turtle's coming on Nickelodeon. And now I have the Beyonce song in my head.
So wholesome.
Sorry. Have you heard that? Have you heard it's so funny. First of all, have you heard the new Beyonce song? Everyone in the world's heard it. It's on TikTok. It's everywhere.
I'm enjoying it.
It's a fun song.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have pointed out that the jingle, the whatever you want to call it, the riffs, like that, I can't, my mind is not working right now to find the right words. But basically, it sounds very similar to the Franklin the Turtle theme. So if you go listen to it, it's very, very similar. I think it's what it is they're both using like a banjo or something like that a lot. And it's a very similar chord progression. That's what I was looking for.
I have a feeling I'm going to be bumping this Beyonce album when it comes out. Like, I like Beyonce as it is. Like, not all the time. I don't like every Beyonce album. But like, she always she'll give you a banger or two. Yeah. Like, no matter who you are. And I'm a sucker for a little catchy country song.
Yeah.
So
you know what? I'll get killed for this. I almost think it's too catchy.
You think so?
Only because, and maybe it's because I'm seeing it on like TikTok and Reels a lot on Instagram. You see it in every video, and it's like, man,
TikTok has ruined good songs. Yeah, so TikTok ruins music.
Hey, oh man,
this has been a night.
What a day! What a night!
So peel back the curtain here. Couple technical difficulties. Is this worse than when the lights were falling on us? What do we prefer?
I prefer neither, to be honest.
Yeah.
We really try to be professional, I swear. Neither one of us can seem to figure this shit out. I butchered our interview the other day with, the interview came out great, but I butchered our interview the other day with Moose from TNA. It was really cool. Setup was cool, but I couldn't get the microphones working.
To be fair, though, that was your first time.
First time setting up the microphones.
Tried it.
Yeah.
And it took us 4 or 5 episodes to get everything, at least like the still one of my favorite little fun facts about us is the first episode was we had the two mics there. We're only talking into one of them.
Only one of them worked. Yeah, man. Figuring out aggregate devices and all that on a MacBook to make two microphones record at the same time. We need to just upgrade. We've upgraded everything but our sound.
Yeah, a year and a half into this, we're pretty committed at this point. You done made a whole studio.
Yeah.
Which I don't actually think you ever told anybody we were in the studio.
Welcome to my humble abode.
That would be a fun thing. Maybe like our 2-year anniversary, we kind of just dive into the funniest past moments.
I don't want to relive some of these. Just trying to get away as fast as possible. Oh man, no. TikTok has also made some stars though. If you're talking about music, like there's been some songs that I had never heard of. Like it probably made Lil Gravy a star. If we're being honest,
I like Lil Gravy.
I do too. But it probably made him a star.
I try to add song. Like when I put clips on TikTok, I can't find real songs. It's always like little fake songs. Not fake songs, but it's never like Apple Music songs. Right. I think I read the other day that they're getting like full Apple Music integration, which is cool. But like I see these songs I know on TikTok and I'm like, how are you doing this? Because I can't seem to add them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Everywhere else works.
I'm not a TikTok guy, I'll be honest. When I say TikTok, I'm talking about Instagram Reels because I'm an old man. Okay? I see the stuff that was on TikTok a week ago.
I don't get on my TikTok consumption is wrestling reactions, and then I usually like when I'm done catching up, I'll scroll for a second, and then that's it. When TikTok first came out, I spent a lot of time on it. Now I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, I'm never on TikTok. I'm on TikTok once a month.
I'm not on Reels that much either.
For 3 seconds.
I'm never on Reels, ever.
I'm on them all the time. It's my love language, honestly. My wife and I send them back and forth. It's beautiful. I sent you one the other day. Welcome. You're now a part.
Well, what's funny is, and I've told you this before, like I don't have Instagram notifications on because there's so many accounts on there that I turn them off because it's overwhelming. So I won't get on. I'll get on Instagram. I'll post our stuff, but then I don't get on Instagram and check all my stuff for like 3 or 4 days at a time. And then I get on mine. I got chats from you. I got messages from 4 other people, and I feel bad because they probably think I'm just ignoring them. But like at this point, you kind of got to just know that this is how it works. And then I get on like our account, and we have whole conversations with people. And I'm like, when did this happen?
It was me. It was me, Austin. Oh boy, I just made a Vince McMahon reference. Sorry, guys.
Goodness,
he doesn't exist anymore.
Nope,
he's been blacklisted.
Yep.
Oh, what a day! What a day! That's it. We can close this thing down, man. Look, if you've been with us this long, thank you. If you're new to us, you get used to us. Yeah, ton of fun stuff coming though, man.
Is there? Yeah. We're in that rough part of the schedule, the sports schedule right now. I guess you're just like basketball regular season and hockey regular season.
True. Well, and also, go ahead. One of the problems I always feel like when we get on here is like I don't want to talk about Pelican stuff too often because I'm like, hey, we got other Pelican stuff going on with the we'll let them handle it.
Right.
We could talk about it if it's fun and we want to bring it up, but just kind of let it ride.
Yeah, we're getting close to like real football off season. I'm sure we'll start diving back into Tulane and
Tulane will always be a thing.
Yeah. Yep, just a weird part of the schedule right now. It's hard to care about NBA game number 60. You know what I mean? Yeah. At least for me.
That's fair.
But
depends what happens in any NBA game number 60, but yeah.
That's true.
We're at the point of the season now where even like more casual fans will start to tune in though.
Oh,
this is the stretch.
I am a casual fan. I'm starting to dive back in more. I watched a full game the other night for the first time in probably 2 months. So,
look at you. I'm proud of you.
To be fair though, I just have not been watching sports like that much.
I haven't either, man. Life has been hectic lately. It's been all over the place.
That's it, man. I'm with you. I just between work so much and just not being home and everything going on, just I need a break. not like from doing all of this. I just need you ever just wake up some days and you're like, I need a break from life.
Yes.
That's it.
I actually put my AirPods in earlier and was walking around the house in a house full of my family because I was just like, I just need a minute. Just a minute.
Yeah.
Nope. Put my little worship music in. Just.
Yep. We've been training people at work. So like even my night shifts, which are usually like my time to just be by myself and alone, have not been by myself and alone. So I'm like, I just need a night to myself.
Yeah, I feel that.
But yeah.
Word to your mother.
Mm-hmm.
Till next time. Just don't die on us.
What? Speaking of you, Jimmy Graham.